A House Republican who claims to be concerned about border security, immigration, is rejecting a bipartisan Senate deal because getting it passed might actually make Biden look better. Now, Representative Troy Nehls of Texas told CNN in a recent interview, quote, "I'm not willing to do too damn much right now to help a Democrat and to help Joe Biden's approval rating. I will not help the Democrats to try to improve this man's dismal approval ratings. I'm not going to do it. Why would I?"
Oh my God, he admitted.
Look, this comes as senators are attempting to work on a compromise deal to address border security and immigration, which, by the way, is needed. We do need immigration reform. We have refugees and migrants that are coming into the country that is straining resources on border states like Texas. Immigration judges are in short supply. The waiting periods for legal immigration for asylum cases is unacceptably high. So we do have issues, right? And we need to do something to make the process quicker, easier, better. I would prefer people have a legal way to become citizens and to, seek and gain asylum into the country. And look, it would help them and it would help the economy. It would help make sure that they're not exploited by corporations who would take advantage of them to save money on labor by paying them less. And not only that, but that these immigrants who pay taxes into the system can enjoy the things that their tax money are paying for. Right now, undocumented immigrants pay taxes. They get absolutely nothing in return. According to a report from the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, the best evidence suggests that at least half, 50% of all undocumented immigrant households currently file income tax returns using the individual tax identification number. And many who do not file tax returns still have taxes deducted from their paychecks. The end result is that undocumented immigrants are paying billions of dollars each year in taxes. They also found that undocumented immigrants would end up earning more money and therefore paying more in taxes if they had some sort of legal status. Who is standing in the way of them getting a legal status? Republicans like Troy Nehls, who will accept only something similar to H.R. 2. Now, what is that? It's a hardline immigration bill that understandably got no Democratic votes when it passed the House last year. Now, Nehls said, Chuck Schumer had H.R. 2 in his desk since July, and he did nothing with it. Well, then why should he? It was a hardline immigration bill. Look, the way it's supposed to work here is that you put out your plan, and then the Democrats put out their plan, and then you find places where you can agree. It's called compromise. And that's actually what the Senate is attempting to do right now. Now, some of the things in H.R. 2 that are kind of non-starters here is, for example, making it harder to claim asylum by charging asylum seekers a $50 fee. These are people coming over with sometimes the shirt on their backs. Oh, yeah, asylum. Oh, yeah, go ahead and claim asylum. That'll be $50, please. What? I don't have $50. I don't have anything. Insanity. Now, it also bars migrants from making an asylum claim anywhere but at an official port of entry. The problem is, port of entries are kind of full up, and asylum, as long as you're inside the border of the United States, that's when you're supposed to be able to make an asylum claim. Okay? Not only that, but it gets worse. It requires the detention of asylum seekers for sometimes years at a time until their cases are completely, played out. Now, that's not only inhumane because you're literally locking them up, okay? You're keeping them in a detention center while their asylum claim gets processed, again, for years at a time. That's how long it takes. And not only that, but it also requires a massive expansion of detention facilities to hold them. Now, what does that mean? More contracts for private prison companies. 100%. That's what's going to happen. Oh, and of course, Republicans love that because they love private prisons. Not only that, but the bill would also build more useless, expensive border walls that don't actually do anything. I mean, again, we're not in medieval Europe, okay? We're not in ancient China where you could build a wall to keep the Mongolians out. No, most often people can get around the wall. They can fly in. They can go under it. So walls, not exactly, you know, they don't exactly work when it comes to immigration. Okay. That said, here's the thing. Now, Republicans are like, well we got to do something about the border. Border, it's completely open. Open borders, Biden. That's what Troy Nehls calls him, right? And every TV appearance, he's like, open borders, Biden. Open borders, Biden. But did you know that Biden's immigration policy is almost indistinguishable from Trump's? I'm not kidding. According to a report in The Hill, under the Biden administration, the asylum system has been severely, significantly restricted. In August, a 3-judge panel upheld the administration's asylum ban, which bars most migrants who have transitioned through a third country from applying for refugee status. That is not anything that you will hear on Fox News. You will not hear about the Biden asylum ban, but I guarantee it's true. In fact, Judge Lawrence Van Dyke wrote that the Biden administration's immigration policy was, quote, not meaningfully different than the Trump administration ban that judges had previously thrown out. Quote, this new rule looks like the Trump administration's port of entry rule and transit rule got together, had a baby, and then dolled it up in a stylish modern outfit, complete with a phone app. Damn. Now, the other thing is that the fact when Biden lifted Title 42, Republicans forecasted a massive increase in illegal immigration. What happened? Illegal immigration actually went down. The number of border crossings post Title 42 fell by 50%, and covert crossing fell by half. So they were wrong. They were wrong. Which, of course, tells me something that I think we all already know. Republicans don't want to solve the immigration issue. And here's why. For one, businesses love to exploit undocumented workers because it does force wages down. Okay? So think about it. Undocumented workers, they can't talk back. They can't fight for higher wages, can't fight for better working conditions. They're told that if they don't do what the boss wants them to do, exactly how they wanted to do it, they will be sent back to Guatemala, Honduras, and other Central American countries that are currently very dangerous to live in. So they shut their mouth to save their own lives. A lot of people would do the same in the similar conditions to avoid being sent back to a place where you may end up being killed by gang violence, drug gangs that are down there, invariably fed by, of course, our drug war. And so, I mean, it is a situation where, you're going to do whatever, you're going to shut your mouth, you're going to do whatever the boss tells you, because at least they're not trying to kill you. So that's an issue here, okay? Now, Republicans say, well, we can solve that by just expanding the E-Verify system. I mean, after all, that's in our bill. It's H.R. 2, right? Expands E-Verify. Now, the issue here is, even according to conservative studies on this, E-Verify is estimated to catch only about 15% of all undocumented workers. Okay? Now, at the same time, the E-Verify system incorrectly flags tens of thousands of legal immigrants and says, well, they're illegal. No, that's not true. That's a major, major issue here. The E-Verify system, not exactly going to work. So there needs to be actual solutions here. But again, Republicans are not interested in these solutions. And the reason these Republican politicians are not interested in real solutions is because it riles up the base, the fact that we have a broken immigration system. Yes, this is all about politics. If they fixed these issues, then what were Republicans campaign on? If they got what they wanted, what would they, tell their audience? And they could lie to them, of course. their voters. They could lie to them, and they do. They already do. But at some point, you find out that, hey, these people are lying to us. That's actually not happening at all. And so, interestingly enough, Troy Nehls is being actually honest about his motivation, saying, I just don't want to get Democrats a win. I don't want to do any sort of compromise and get something done that is going to help down at the border. It's not about solving problems. For him, it's all about playing political games.